Okay, boys and girls, welcome back. And today we are going to look at using the articles a and an. Now I said the articles. You don't get confused about that, be good. All you have to understand is that we are going to look at using a and an correctly in the sentences. Now many times we talk and in our conversation you will hear children saying, I have a apple, I have an apple. That's how we say things in Trinidad. I have an umbrella and it's in my bag. Yeah, we say that. Even I will say that. But when we are doing our grammar exercises, we cannot take what we say all the time and put it there because many times it may be incorrect. And in order to get our full marks, we have to know what is the correct thing that we put in here. Okay, boys and girls? So let's look at these sentences. Before we begin, let's read the instructions. Use a or an to complete the following. And it's not and, it's an, okay? Don't let that confuse you and put a D inside it, sticky in a D. Otherwise, if you're in my class, I'm putting it wrong. I'll say, but you're losing your locals, you're going crazy. No. Don't put any D there at all. So the first sentence. There is something eager on the post. There is something eager on the post. And the word here is eager. Now, eager begins with the letter E. And in the alphabet, we have what we call vowels and what we call consonants. And the vowels are A, E, I, O, U. And all the other letters are put into that group of consonants. So we have to know vowels, and the vowels, once you know them, A, E, I, O, U, once you know those, you don't have to confuse yourself about knowing all the other letters as consonants. You just know, once I see these, A, E, I, O, U, those are vowels. So I know if I see the letter C, that's a consonant. If I see the letter M, that's a consonant, not a vowel. Okay? So keep that in your mind. There is something eager on the post. So we have a vowel here. And once there's a vowel, you are not going to write A. You will write an. There is an eagle on the post. Now, there's a little exception to that rule that I'm going to show you soon. Okay? I want something book and something eraser. The word book starts with the letter B. That's a consonant. And the rule tells us that when we have to choose A or an, words that begin with consonants, we use A. I want a book and something eraser. Let's go back here. We have a vowel. Again, a vowel, which is the letter E. And the rule tells us that we are going to use an in front of that word because it begins with a vowel. Okay. So let's write an eraser. It's correct. Don't get scared. It's correct. Don't get scared. It's correct. Don't get scared. Now we're going on to something a little tricky. Kate has something unicorn. Now, unicorn begins with the letter U and the vowels are A, E, I, O, U. So, some children will say, Miss, an unicorn. And I will say, no, that's wrong. And then they will say, but Miss, you said that if the word begins with a vowel, we have to use an. Now, they're very strong about what they're saying, because the child is correct. I did tell you that. But then I will come and show you the exception to the rule. Now, there are two ways you can look at this. Unicorn has a long U sound. So that's one way of looking at it. Long U sound. Okay? And then unicorn has a syllable uni here, which means one. Okay? So some people they reason it using a long U sound, and then some would say uni means one, and if it's one horn, because it's unicorn, one horn, then we are going to use A, and A is correct. Okay, now depending on the children that I'm teaching, the level, I will only give this as the explanation. I will use this rule here, because the tiny ones, they would not to understand about uni meaning one as yet. But as you go higher up, and I'm standard 3 going to understand it, but I say, listen, you know, this syllable here means one. Unilateral, universe, one universe. Okay? So you have to keep that in your mind. Unicorn, uni, the syllable tells us about one, or the long U sound, to help you remember that you're going to use A and not an. Something university is a place where people study. Again, we have that long U sound, and here we would not really say it's a syllable. That is why I always show these two options here. We will not really say it's a syllable, because what is a versity? You understand? So the answer here will be a university is a place where people study. And university here has a long U sound, and it also has uni as part of the word. Okay? So I do hope that this helps clear up that little misunderstanding that we can have at times, because this can be very tricky. As simple as it looks here, as you go higher up, it can become a little more tricky. So go back to your textbook, get some exercises, and practice. Until I see you again, peeps, be strong, revise every day, don't forget to pray. Bye.